Good morning. Today is day 39 of school closures for our district. According to my count, we have 8 work days left after today for new material, graded work, and things of that nature. So from May 22nd until the end of the school year, we will be taking some time to make sure everyone's passing and doing well and all of that business, but no new content will be coming out to you. Alrighty, let's see who logged on to distance learning since I last recorded yesterday. Well, Aaliyah logged into MobyMax, great job. Amara logged into MobyMax, great job. Brody logged into MobyMax, good job Brody. Tyson logged into MobyMax, thank you Tyson. And Talon logged into MobyMax. In fact, I think Talon might have beat me to it today already. Wonderful job, Talon. Second grade writing, of course, you have classwork and journals you can be working on or any other creative writing. Find ways to express what you would think or say in writing. How would you spell that out? Make sure that every sound that you hear in a word has a letter attached to it for spelling. When we look at second grade math, you probably still have some classwork floating around. Finish that up. You should have your last packet. When that packet is done, you're done. So that is kind of amazing. Knock it out, get it finished. And if you already have, there's always MobyMax because you can push your edges there. That is automatically arranged to continue to give you materials based on what you have had success with. Third grade math, I believe we're working in Unit 7. I am focusing on Lesson 7.3. Math boxes for Lesson 7.3 for third graders are on page 226. So we talked about these yesterday. They look like wheels. And let's take a look at one together. When I look at question 3, it says, there are 9 books on each shelf and 72 books in all. How many shelves are there? Okay, so in a question like this, we have to see this in our brain. We have to be able to imagine it, sketch it out if you have to. And then we have a diagram. The diagram is labeled for us. So if we read the labels carefully or get help to read the labels or have an adult work with us to read the labels, we should be able to plop all the numbers in the right place. So this one says there are 9 books on each shelf. Where does the 9 go? Let's look at our labels. I have shelves, books per shelf, and books in all. Where would you put the number 9? There are 9 books on each shelf. So I wouldn't put it on shelves. I wouldn't put 9 for books in all. I would put it in books per shelf, the middle one. All right, so if you've already done this one, you might already know the answer. It's okay, it's all good. Then it says, and 72 books in all. So do you put that in the first box, which says shelves, or the last box, which says books in all? I gave you a moment. I hope you figured that one out because it says 72 books in all, and the label says books in all, so that would make sense to put the 72 in the last box, right here. So I've got nothing in the first box. Let's read on and see if it matches the label. How many shelves are there? So my shelves box is empty. Now, when we have a mystery number, second and third graders who are still listening, what do we write to record that we don't know? In everyday math, we put a question mark in that part of the diagram. Go ahead and do that. So I should have shelves, question mark, books per shelf, 9, books in all, 72. Now, something different is happening on the next direction. It says blank letter represents shelves. Well, we already put a question mark in that because we've been trained to do that. Now it's going to prepare us to do some algebra. Algebra uses letters to represent numbers. I know, crazy. Makes no sense. So, a little quick tip from me to you. Use the letter that gives you the most reminder of the word you're searching for. Don't use O's because they look like zeros, and S's often look like 5s. So choose a letter to represent shelves. You could just go with the second letter and make it an H. Or some people like to just default and always go to X or always go to Y. X's and Y's are really common in algebra. So where we put our question mark, we can represent that with a letter instead of a question mark. Weird, right? So when we write a number model, you're going to use the letter you chose to represent shelves. So what kind of number model would you write there? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. There's a couple ways to do it. Shelves is our mystery number. We know the number of books and we know the books in all. So if we fair share all 72 books on 9 books on every shelf, we'll be able to figure it out. So if we're fair sharing the 72 books, that's division. So you could do a division number model, or you could do a multiplication number model that equals 72, using the letter you've chosen for shelves. So I'm going to let you think about how you would prefer to attack that. Then think of the fact family. I've got a 9, another factor, and a 72. If it was a fact triangle and 72 was at the top, and 9 was in one of the corners, what would the other corner be? That's going to be your answer for shelves. You can use a multiplication grid. Okay, this question says student reference book page 61 to 64, but I believe in the digital version of the student reference book, there is also multiplication tables around page 54 if you don't have one. Or you could just Google a multiplication table because there's tons of them out there. Some of them are very colorful and very fun. So that is math for today. Second grade reading. Let's look at some sight words. We've got this one. Still in it with me? Don't give up. Don't zone out. Now this there is not like, oh, they're over there. This there is like, oh, I know that is their seat, so I'm not going to sit on it. Big word. Big word. Capitalized letter. This is the name of a person, the name of a place, or the name of a thing. What do you think? America. Name of a place. What is going on? Whoops-a-daisy. Won't is a contraction for not would not, but will not. It's a rule breaker. It's a harder one. Country. And that's it. Great job, second graders. Third graders, yesterday we looked at the naming of Athens. I think today we're just going to look at a couple of the questions for that story. I see that we're getting a long video already because of discussing math. So we looked at the naming of Athens this week, and last week it's a drama or play about some gods and goddesses. So let's look at the thing that says some questions. Here we go. It says text evidence questions. How can you tell the naming of Athens is a play and a myth? List 2 things that are special about this kind of text. So the genre is a drama. Okay, so how can we tell that it was a play? Well, that one's an easy one, right? If I go to the first page, boop, I have a list of characters. That's not common in any other genres to have a list of characters. It also says the character's name and what they say, as well as some stage directions, and that's not common for any other type of text. The second part of that question is, how can you tell it's a myth? Okay, so two different things going on here, a drama and a myth. So myths are stories that are told and retold, typically to explain something in a person's world, but they're fiction. A myth is not true fact. So, since this is considered a myth, that means that Poseidon didn't actually strike a rock and water came bubbling forth from it. That means that he didn't strike the rock a second time and it all sealed up. It means that Cecrops wasn't actually a half man, half serpent creature. And it means that Athena wasn't able to just spontaneously create a tree from a seed. And remember that one tree was supposed to provide wood and oil for the whole city? Is that possible? No, a lot of these things are impossible. Those are things that help indicate to you that this is some sort of myth. Okay? So I see we're at 11 minutes. There's a few other questions that we can talk about in the future. Oh, we can talk about this one. Number 2, what did the citizens think of the gift that Poseidon brought? Remember what he brought? He brought water, right? What did they think about that type of water? Let's look back for some text evidence. He said it was fresh water. But the citizens, I don't know if they felt that. Of course it's fresh, clean water. Taste it for yourselves. This water tastes terrible. It's salty like the sea. It's right there. Text evidence. Okay? And then Athena's gift. She brought the seed, right? That was going to provide the oil and everything. Oh my goodness, these pages won't turn. So Athena says, see how the seed grows, and an olive tree popped right up, right? It's a miracle! Incredible! Everyone claps. Citizen 1 says, this is a gift we need. It will bring our city wealth. Athena, we will name the city after you. Text evidence right there. That's what they thought. I was able to go right back and find it. Okay, so we'll pause there for today and look at the other questions about that story tomorrow. And then we can read the other story in the back of this book the rest of the week and be done. All right, so for today, that's all I've got. I hope you have a fabulous day. It's sunny outside, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, bye-bye.